Hi, I'm Taylor.
And I'm Kayliann.
And today we're going to be doing the balloon inflating experiment.
So, for today's experiment, we created a hypothesis. We predict that if the size of the bottle increases, then the speed at which the balloon inflates will also increase.
So what is the balloon inflating experiment? We're going to take a water bottle and use CO2 to inflate a balloon. So what does this experiment consist of?
We have an independent variable, a dependent variable, and control variables. And that's what we're going to talk about now.
So our independent variable is the size of the water bottle.
Because an independent variable is the one variable in an experiment that you change. Therefore, we are going to first start off the experiment with a small water bottle, but then we are going to change it to a bigger one. Now, what was our dependent variable?
Dependent variable was the speed at which the balloons inflate.
And why is that? Because a dependent variable is the variable that is affected by the independent variable. So now, what are control variables?
So we have two control variables. We are going to be using the same amount of baking soda and vinegar in both water bottles.
These are the variables that stay the same throughout the entire experiment. Now, should we get on to the experiment?
I think we should. Let's do it. The first step we're going to do is we're going to pour a half cup of vinegar into empty water bottles.
So for this experiment, we have to use a funnel. Since we do not have a funnel, we created our own. And now we will repeat with the second water bottle. Make sure to have some tissue papers on hand in case you create a mess.
So now for the next step, we're going to take permanent marker and we're going to draw a face on our balloons.
So we're going to move the water bottles to the side for this next step. We're going to set some tissue in case we make a mess.
So now we're going to put 1 tablespoon of baking soda into our balloons.
Now we're going to work together to put the balloon on our funnel.
So now we're going to get 1 tablespoon of baking soda.
Now we're going to fill up 1 more balloon.
I'm doing the same way.
Put more of it in there.
Okay. Is it good?
Yeah. So,
Now we're going to clean up our workstation. I'm sure we got it.
now we're going to bring back the water bottles.
We're going to take our balloons and put it on our water bottle, but we're going to make sure not to put the baking soda that we put in here into the water bottle yet.
This part is a little difficult, so if you need help, make sure to ask an adult. We're going to make sure that we have a timer set to the side so that we can time how long it takes for the balloon to inflate.
So here's our timer.
So she is going to time us Now when you are ready, make sure to lift the balloon so that the baking soda mixes in with the vinegar. Are you ready?
Let's do this. 1, 2, 3.
Whoa! So make sure to stop your timer when you stop hearing the fizzing sound. How long did your balloon take? Ours took 41 seconds.
Now we're going to move the balloons to the side. So now we're going to repeat everything we just did with these bigger bottles to see if our hypothesis is correct.
Okay, now that we've finished all the steps, we are back to the very last step.
So now we're going to put the balloon back onto our big water bottle. Make sure that you don't let the baking soda go in. Make sure your face will pop up on the right way. Okay.
So make sure to pull out your timer again so that we can test out which one inflates faster.
Okay. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Wow, that took 27 seconds to inflate.
How much was yours? Balloon party!
Now we are safely disposing this mixture down the drain.
So, why did this experiment work out the way that it did?
So when we combined vinegar and baking soda, we got a gas called CO2, which is carbon dioxide.
Now, when we breathe in oxygen, the gas that comes out is actually CO2, the same gas that filled up the balloons.
So what did we find when we looked at this experiment? We found that the small water bottles took 41 seconds to fill up the balloon. So when we looked at large water bottles, it took 27 seconds to fill up the whole thing.
When we used the large water bottles, the mixture of the baking soda with the vinegar only took half the time that it did with the small water bottles.
So our hypothesis was correct when we look at our results.
That marks the end of our experiment. Did you have fun?
I know I had fun. We're glad you watched our video. Stay tuned for more videos from us. Bye!